The headache started 6 months before Christmas, blinding pain that felt like my skull was being crushed from the inside. I'd collapse mid-sentence, vomiting from the intensity, unable to see straight for hours afterward. Stress headaches, my father said dismissively. Dr. Robert Hayes, family physician with his own practice, too busy being the family's medical authority to actually examine me. Dad, I'm losing vision in my left eye. The pain is getting worse. You're 27 years old, Natalie. Take some Excedrin and stop complaining. He didn't look up from his tablet, reviewing patient charts for his practice. My stepmother Diane agreed immediately. Your father's a doctor, honey. He says it's stress, it's stress. You've always been anxious. My half-sister Amber rolled her eyes from across the living room. Nat always has some dramatic health crisis when we're planning something fun. Remember her stomach issues during my graduation? I was in the ER that night. Sure you were, Amber said, returning to her phone. After I collapsed at work for the third time, my boss drove me to the emergency room. The MRI revealed what the pain had been screaming. A massive brain tumor pressing against my optic nerve and brain stem. Life-threatening. Requiring immediate surgery. Dr. Elizabeth Morrison, chief of neurosurgery at St. Andrew's Medical Center, showed me the scan with grave concern. Natalie, this is a large acoustic neuroma. It's compressing critical structures. We need to operate within the week. Christmas week, unfortunately. This can't wait. My father's a doctor. He said it was just stress. Dr. Morrison's expression shifted. Your father is? Dr. Robert Hayes. He has a family practice downtown. I see. She made a careful note. Has he seen your symptoms? Multiple times. The headaches, the vision loss, the balance problems. He said I was being dramatic. Something flickered across her face, professional outrage barely contained. Natalie, this tumor is large enough to be fatal if it ruptures or continues growing. Any physician seeing these symptoms should have ordered imaging immediately. He said I was wasting healthcare resources. You need brain surgery. Emergency brain surgery scheduled for December 23rd. Dr. Morrison's voice was firm. You'll need family support during recovery. I thought about my family's Christmas Eve party, the annual event my father hosted for relatives and colleagues. The party that was always more important than anything else. I'll manage, I said quietly. Telling my family about the surgery went exactly as expected. December 23rd? My father repeated, his voice sharp. That's 2 days before Christmas Eve. Our party is that night. Everyone's expecting you to help host. Dad, it's brain surgery. Dr. Morrison said it's life-threatening. I looked up acoustic neuromas. They're slow-growing, benign tumors. The surgery can wait until after the holidays. Dr. Morrison said it can't wait. I'm a physician, Natalie. I think I can assess medical urgency better than some surgeon trying to fill her or schedule before the holiday bonus deadline. Diane nodded supportively. The party is already planned. We sent invitations. Your father's colleagues are coming. Can't you reschedule for January? The tumor is pressing on my brain stem. Stop being dramatic, Amber interrupted. God, Nat. You always need to make everything about you. It's Christmas. Can you not ruin it for once? My father stood, his tone final. We'll discuss this after Christmas. You're not having surgery during our party weekend. That's final. I'm 27. I don't need your permission. You need a ride to the hospital. You need post-operative care. You need family support. He looked at me coldly. Refuse to wait and you'll get none of those things. Your choice. I called Dr. Morrison from my apartment that night. They're refusing to support the surgery, I told her, voice shaking. My father says it can wait until January. It cannot wait. The tumor could cause a stroke or fatal brain herniation. Dr. Morrison paused. Natalie, your father is a licensed physician. His refusal to acknowledge clear neurological emergency constitutes medical neglect. But more concerning, if he's this dismissive of obvious symptoms in his own daughter, how is he treating his patients? I don't understand. I'm the chief of neurosurgery and chief of medicine at St. Andrew's. I also sit on the state medical licensing board. Her voice was carefully measured. Your father's practice has had 3 malpractice complaints in the past 2 years. all from female patients claiming he dismissed their symptoms as anxiety or attention-seeking. Your case might establish a pattern. My stomach dropped. What are you saying? That if you're willing to document what's happening, your father's dismissal of life-threatening symptoms, his demand that you delay surgery, I can ensure the medical board reviews his fitness to practice. I thought about the party. The relatives who'd believe whatever my father told them. The family that had abandoned me to suffer alone. What do I need to do? Come to the surgery. Let me save your life. The rest will follow. December 23rd arrived. My best friend Kayla drove me to the hospital at 5 a.m. My family's texts that morning were all about party preparations, not one asking about my surgery. The pre-op room was freezing. Nurses prepped my shaved part of my head marked the incision site. Dr. Morrison came by with her surgical team. Family not here? She asked gently, though she clearly knew the answer. They have a party to prepare for. Her jaw tightened. Natalie, I want you to know, what your family is doing is unconscionable. But you're not alone. My entire team is here for you. The anesthesiologist began sedation. The last thing I heard was Dr. Morrison saying, "We've got you. You're going to be fine." 8 hours later, I woke in the ICU with a bandaged head and crushing pain. But I was alive. The tumor was gone. Kayla was there crying with relief. You made it. Dr. Morrison said the surgery was incredibly complex, but they got everything. Pie family. Kayla's expression darkened. Your dad posted photos on Facebook from the party prep. Caption says, "Getting ready for the best Christmas Eve celebration yet with the family that matters." I was in the ICU recovering from emergency brain surgery. Alone. Christmas Eve evening I was stable enough to be moved to a regular room. I could hear music and laughter from somewhere in the hospital. The staff Christmas party in the event center 2 floors down. My father's annual party would be in full swing at their house across town. Relatives drinking champagne, colleagues networking, everyone celebrating while I lay in a hospital bed with a hole in my skull. My phone buzzed with a text from Amber. "Party's amazing. Too bad you're missing it. Dad told everyone you had a minor procedure and you're totally fine." I stared at the message, feeling something shift inside me. Not anger anymore. Just cold clarity. My hospital room door opened. Dr. Morrison walked in, but she wasn't alone. Behind her stood a man in an expensive suit and a woman carrying a tablet. "Natalie, this is David Chin, Hospital Legal Counsel, and Dr. Patricia Williams from the State Medical Licensing Board." Dr. Morrison's voice was professionally neutral. "They'd like to speak with you about your father's response to your diagnosis, if you're feeling up to it." I told them everything. The 6 months of dismissed symptoms. My father's refusal to order imaging despite obvious neurological signs. His demand that I delay life-threatening surgery for a Christmas party. His threat to withdraw all support if I didn't comply. Dr. Williams recorded every word, her expression growing grimmer by the minute. "Your father told relatives you had a minor procedure?" she asked. "He texted my aunt saying I was having a routine outpatient thing, and would be at the party later." "You had an 8-hour craniotomy to remove a life-threatening brain tumor," Dr. Williams said flatly. "That's not routine. That's not outpatient. That's emergency neurosurgery." He said Dr. Morrison was exaggerating to fill her surgery schedule. Dr. Morrison is chief of medicine and one of the most respected neurosurgeons in the state, David Chin interrupted. Accusing her of unnecessary surgery is serious professional defamation. Dr. Morrison pulled up something on her tablet. "I need to show you something, Natalie. Your father's Christmas party. It's at your family home." "Yes." "Why?" "Because St. Andrew's Hospital is hosting our annual staff Christmas celebration tonight. Same time." She turned the tablet toward me. "Your father invited several of his medical colleagues to his party, including Dr. James Peterson, who's presenting an award at our hospital event right now." My confusion must have shown. "Dr. Peterson is your father's old medical school friend," Dr. Morrison continued. "He's been telling people at our party about Robert Hayes's daughter who's making a fuss about headaches to avoid family obligations. He's been repeating your father's version of events, that you're attention-seeking and dramatic." Dr. Williams leaned forward. "Natalie, What Dr. Peterson doesn't know is that Dr. Morrison performed emergency brain surgery on you today. Would you consent to us correcting that misinformation publicly? Understanding dawned. You want to tell them the truth at the hospital party. We want to expose medical negligence that could be affecting your father's patients, Dr. Williams corrected. Your case gives us grounds to investigate. But you need to consent. I thought about my father's party. The lies he'd told. The relatives who believed I was dramatic. The family that had abandoned me to suffer alone. Do it, I said. Tell them everything. What happened at the hospital Christmas party became local medical community legend. Dr. Morrison walked into the event center at 9 p.m., still in her surgical scrubs. She approached the microphone during the awards ceremony, interrupting Dr. Peterson mid-speech about young people's declining work ethic. I apologize for the interruption. Her voice carried clearly through the room. I'm Dr. Elizabeth Morrison, Chief of Medicine. I need to address some dangerous misinformation being spread at this event. The room went silent. Dr. James Peterson has been telling colleagues about a young woman who's faking headaches for attention and refusing to attend family Christmas because she's dramatic. That woman is Natalie Hayes. I performed an 8-hour emergency craniotomy on her this morning. Dr. Peterson's face went pale. Natalie had a large acoustic neuroma compressing her brain stem and optic nerve. Without surgery she would have died, likely within weeks. This was not elective. This was not dramatic. This was life-saving emergency neurosurgery. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. Natalie's father, Dr. Robert Hayes, is a licensed family physician. He saw her symptoms for 6 months. Severe headaches, vision loss, balance problems, and told her she was being dramatic. He refused to order imaging. When I diagnosed the brain tumor and scheduled emergency surgery, he demanded she delay it until after his Christmas party. The room erupted in shocked whispers. Dr. Hayes told family and colleagues, including Dr. Peterson, that his daughter was attention-seeking and having a minor outpatient procedure. He's currently hosting a Christmas party while his daughter recovers alone from emergency brain surgery in this hospital. Dr. Morrison's voice was ice-cold. This is medical negligence. But more critically, Dr. Hayes has 3 pending malpractice complaints from female patients claiming he dismissed their symptoms as anxiety. Natalie's case establishes a clear pattern. Dr. Peterson stood abruptly. Elizabeth, I had no idea. You repeated his lies without question. You publicly defamed a brain surgery patient as dramatic. Dr. Morrison looked directly at him. The medical board will be reviewing your role in spreading this misinformation as well. Dr. Williams stepped forward. I'm Dr. Patricia Williams from the State Medical Licensing Board. Effective immediately, Dr. Robert Hayes is under investigation for medical negligence, patient endangerment, and failure to meet the standard of care. His medical license is suspended pending review. The party had gone completely silent. This investigation began tonight because Dr. Morrison reported Natalie's case, Dr. Williams continued. But we've since uncovered additional complaints. Dr. Hayes has a documented pattern of dismissing female patients' symptoms, particularly neurological and pain-related complaints. 3 women suffered delayed diagnoses because he told them they were anxious or exaggerating. She held up her tablet. One of those women died from an undiagnosed brain aneurysm 6 months after Dr. Hayes told her severe headaches were stress-related and refused imaging. Another developed permanent disability from an untreated autoimmune condition he dismissed as attention-seeking. The third required emergency surgery for appendicitis after he told her abdominal pain was menstrual cramps. The room was deathly quiet. Natalie Hayes nearly became the 4th preventable tragedy, Dr. Williams said. Her case breaks the pattern. The board meeting begins at midnight to review Dr. Hayes's license. His practice will be audited. Every patient complaint will be re-examined. Dr. Morrison looked at the assembled doctors. We protect patients, even from colleagues, even during Christmas. Medical negligence doesn't take holidays. My phone started ringing at 9:47 p.m. First my father, then Diane, then Amber, then relatives I hadn't heard from in years. Kayla scrolled through her phone. It's everywhere, she said. Someone live-streamed Dr. Morrison's speech. The hospital hashtag is trending. The headlines spread fast. Local doctor under investigation after daughter's emergency brain surgery. Christmas party interrupted by medical negligence allegations. My father's voicemail was full of rage. You vindictive little. My career is destroyed. Christmas is ruined. Diane texted, you've humiliated this family. Amber added, Dad's crying. You ruined everything over a few headaches. I blocked them all. Dr. Morrison came in during her rounds. How are you feeling? Like my family's lies finally caught up with them. She smiled slightly. That's a healthy response. He checked my vitals. The board moved fast. Your father's practice is shut down. His patients are being reassigned. The investigation found major problems with his work. Will he lose his license? Probably. The evidence is strong. She looked at me kindly. You saved lives tonight, Natalie. Sharing your story exposed a dangerous doctor. Other patients won't suffer like you did. That night, the medical board met until 3 a.m. on Christmas morning. Dr. Robert Hayes's medical license was suspended. His practice closed. 2 more patients came forward after seeing the news. I spent Christmas Day in the hospital. Kayla brought me food. The nurses decorated my room. Dr. Morrison brought coffee and warmth. My phone stayed silent. No calls, no apologies. Just one text from a cousin. You destroyed your father's career. The whole family's ashamed. Hope it was worth it. I deleted it. 3 days later, Dr. Morrison discharged me. You're healing well, she said. The surgery was a success. Your future looks bright. Thank you, I said softly. For believing me. That's what real doctors do, she replied. We fight for our patients even against our own colleagues. The investigation took 4 months. The board uncovered 8 years of neglect. My father had ignored women's symptoms, refused tests, and accused them of seeking attention. 11 women came forward. His license was permanently revoked. His reputation was gone. The family of a woman who died from a misdiagnosis sued him. The settlement bankrupted him. Amber sent one last message. Dad lost everything because of you. I could live with that because I was alive. The tumor was gone. My vision was better. I had a new job, a new home, and people who cared about me. 6 months later, Dr. Morrison invited me to speak at a medical ethics conference. Your case changed how hospitals handle complaints, she said. You've made a real difference. On stage, I told my story. My father was a doctor. He ignored my brain tumor because it was inconvenient for his Christmas party. That's not just family neglect, it's a public danger. The audience gave a standing ovation. Afterward, a young woman approached me crying. My father's a doctor too. He says my pain is in my head. But now I know I can find someone who believes me. Do it, I told her. Your health matters more than his pride. 1 year later, I was thriving, tumor-free, working as a patient advocate and dating someone kind. My father's career was over. He'd lost everything. Diane divorced him. Amber stopped speaking to him. Then came his email. You've destroyed my life and career. All because I didn't take your headaches seriously. I stared at it, then typed back. You ignored a brain tumor. Your patients and your daughter deserved better. Then I hit send and never looked back. Because I'd learned something important. Survival sometimes means exposing those who should have protected you. Dr. Morrison was right to report him. The board was right to act. And my life, my healing, was worth everything I lost. My brain had healed. And finally so had I.